is a little awkward. I did understand and I did appreciate the fact that they explained why he was kicked out while we were speaking to him, though. That I completely buy 100% because TFAR perms are, or excuse me, TeamSpeak perms are a bitch to set up. But
so let me explain.
Well, let's do the round. Let's do the round.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We gave our I get it, but let's move on. Gave our 2 spence. We still have a job to do here because they have invited us to watch their events. My 2 spence. All right. Okay. I am gonna have to give Arcor an apology though because of flaming him in chat. Because again, that was a misthing, so I'll write that up. But
funny. And obviously,
well, because that is where I stepped out because I thought they did that on purpose while he was in here. Because of everything that's up. But again, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I know. I know.
All right, voice.
Give me the brief. Yep, give me a voice.
What voice?
Any movie voice.
Okay, a basic one. Local park ranger. You know what? I don't have the throat today. I'm not a throat goat today. Local park rangers are constantly fighting poachers coming into the area. But a lot of poachers come well equipped, and park rangers have been losing a lot of the fights. So the local army gave them better equipment and more supplies to fight and defend local flora and fauna. Today is Friday 13th, and the poachers
are coming in
to make a lot of money. Oh shit, it's spooky day. It's spooky day. Is this in Europe or USA? Who knows? Oh, it's DJ.
I love DJ. All right. Game mode, terminal. So 3 different terminals out there, and we'll see how that goes. Usually the terminal time is a minute and a half, but yeah, they might have changed it if they don't give us those details. They do have NVG equipment. Interesting. 750 build points. This means it might get darker towards the tail end of the operation, but otherwise no magnified optics, only a 750 meter render distance. Both sides get 1AT and 1 HE round for their mat settings, but otherwise Blue 4 uniform. No data because there's no Blue 4. Duh. All right, Blue 4 is going to be the Rebel French Lizard camouflage kits. So these, I believe, are our poachers. I'm just going to quickly scroll down to look at the designated marksman, which appears to be an SVD. Loadouts are going to be AKMs and AKSs, RPKs, PKPs for the support weapons. Light anti-tank is going to be the RPG-26. Recon sniper is going to get the T-5000, and we have an AKS and AS Val for the suppressed shooters. Crew and aviation, PP-2000 or the AKS, depending on what they decide. Assets, we get 2 Lada cars, 6 transport gases, 3 quad bikes, and 2 Dishka pickup cars. 50 rounds per box. Only, I want to say, oh no, they bumped it up to 10 boxes, technically 9. Cool. Uniform, oh, just in case I couldn't read it, let me get my reading glasses on. 2010 Serbia, oh, it made me click into something else. 2010 Serbian Army Oakland camouflage. Okay, awesome, made by Maz. Scrolling down, designated marksman is going to be an M76 with a PSO scope. Loadout is going to be M21s, M84 and FN Mag. Both are 7.62 by, one's by 5.1, the other's by 5.4, so both are medium machine guns. But otherwise, RBR M80 for the light anti-tank. Sniper's going to get the Mark 24. Bolt action, suppressed shooters, either an M92 or a Mark 14. And then crew and aviation had to get the little Scorpion or the M21. Nothing on crew served. 3 quad bikes for Green 4, 1 off-road, 2 M2 off-roads, and a motorbike. Looking over at our rosters here, let's go ahead and look at Op4. We got Vagrant leading the group here. Grav as the 2IC, Tenderbaner as the medic. Ash is going to be leading X-Ray. Banks as the medic for that group. Eric Kiru as the 2IC. Tackleberry and Gazog. Interesting. So there is only one suppressed shooter right now. It's Tackleberry with a 45-round suppressed AKS. Gazog taking the T-5000. Anyway, Keen leading Alpha. He's got Sideways under him, which is just underscored Sideways because he added a bunch of underscores to his name. I love that. You got Michael, Sarah, Name the Stars, Legal Action, Novik, Sky Fury, and Flux. Money leading Alpha 2 with Kick Here Circles, Arcor, Milo, Nafs, and Bayant under him as well. Cholt leading Bravo HQ with Matt is Fine, leading Bravo 1 with the Ossel, K9, Lucas, and Beyond. Charlie 2 has Norris leading with Iqbal, Bates, Revolk, Skip, and K. Fred leading Charlie HQ. Charlie 1 be led by Korvac with Space Cowboy Carl, Artisan, and Arcane under him. Newton leading Charlie 2 with Rasbo, Coco, Kalil, and Pieri. And then Nemesis leading Delta HQ. Delta 1 has Azariah leading with Ienderpert, Nimius, Steve, Flying Finn, and Dooley. And then Gabian leading Delta 2 with Cullis, Yanni Finn, Katz, Whiplash, and Dobbs. Looking over at Green 4, it's being led by Despo. Sushi has his 2IC Sayek as the platoon HQ. Severe leading X-Ray, with Lurch under him as the medic. Sven being the M24 sniper. Maz being the 2IC for that group. Jack being a suppressed Mark 14 gunner. Oddball also taking a suppressed Mark 14. Mac Marine leading Alpha HQ. Alpha 1 being led by Washed, with Sol, Galil, Reapers, Lolo, Curie, and Spiky under him. Alpha 2 being led by Mutant, with Shy, Rancor, Blam, Patriot, Olaf, and Rust under him. Felix leading Bravo HQ, with Bravo 1 led by Chamrapi, with Jerka, Leg, and Sleeve under him. Slev. I can never pronounce that letter correctly. I'm so sorry. Or symbol.
Who is it?
Bravo 2, fourth name. I think it's Slev. It's meant to be like something else.
It's Sherman.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I don't know.
Skipu leading G-Legs, Autovisky, Lep, Val, Quate, Kratz, Adamek, and Settler. Saddam leading under Delta 1, Schneider, Hunavar, Freeman, Salty, Mirafond, and Pierce. And then Warkus leading Delta 2 with Andiri, Drew, Stottenberg, Taurus, and Azuki. All right, you want to go over AOs?
Yes, anyway, okay, so it's a 3-sector. The third sector's in the middle, and I hate that. I dislike you, DJ, JK.
Wow.
Anyway, the first sector is a lakeside, sort of a fishing area.
Crystal Lake. This is, if you look at the map, it's Friday the 13th themed.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I like it.
Wow, it's not even near Halloween, but okay.
It's shut up. You have to ruin everything, don't you?
Yes, that is
all right.
Anyway.
Leg's also cooking his leg at the campfire. I see. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so Terminal 1, it is a lake area. Whether or not this fog will stay, I think it will. I think will determine, it just depends on who uses it better, but this is a very, very good area for the fog. Especially since that the only way out of this area is through a bunch of trees, which are completely shrouded by the fog. It's going to be very, very hard to see anyone in this. Well, it won't be hard to see them. It'll be hard to PID them. What you have to do is look at your map. So this is team kill area, number 1. This is great, but it's not bad. It's not great. Depending on where is the actual terminal in this place. It is. It's in the wooden building. In the 4-set far right. The 4-set buildings far right, to the southeast. Yeah.
What's wrong with the prediction?
Not bad. I actually don't think it's too great right now. This looks like it's probably going to be the worst one, especially since the terminal has its back to the attack point.
Prediction's still going.
Because there's not many places to sit in this area. You've got the buildings, but majority of them are made out of wood. So they're all going to be shot through. They're all made out of wood, actually.
Don, just in case, because I can't see it, update it for 5 minutes if you do have to remake it. Otherwise, it should be fine.
You can go into the forest, but again, it is, you're as hidden as your enemy.
I don't think we're going to see any players with white hockey masks, but that would be pretty damn funny.
So, it's not bad. It's not great. I think it's just, I think it's pretty just meh. Anything to say about Terminal 1?
I don't know. I've been looking across all of these, but Terminal 1, they do have the lake to give them a little bit of a reprieve, so they know they're not going to be attacked from anywhere from northwest to southwest. Well, southwest is still kind of open, so I guess west to north. They could then use the Fortify tool to fortify around and make a perimeter around Terminal 1, but the fog with these roaming hills, the fact that it goes a little uphill, would concede positions to Blue 4 in the final attack, but that means Green 4 could space out their defensive lines here. So it's a tough call. I personally like it because there's also a lot of buildings they could, hunker down in, but I mean, to do a perimetered security, it's not really the best, in my opinion.
Anyway, moving on to Terminal 2, very different to the first one. It doesn't obviously have a lake on its side, but it's way more open with a pretty strong defensible building.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I can't imagine they've put the terminal in this building because of how strong it is, especially with that stairwell. I think it's probably going to be in the wooden building again. Yes, it is, but they have a really good overwatch of it, even from the windows. But the thing is with Terminal 2, they can attack from every single side, from every side they want to. Whereas with the lake, they can really only attack from probably like 2 areas. They do have build points. Building this up, I think, is going to be one of the most important ones because you can make it a fortress. You can make it really strong. The worst thing with it is to the southeast. Obviously, there is an incline with the forest, with the fog. But everywhere else, you should be able to see it coming, which is probably why they will keep it to the forest. And that's why Greenfall will probably have a better chance with this area. So it's good. I think this is probably the best one I've seen so far, but I've only seen one other, and it wasn't that good overall. But it has a lot of cover. Well, it has a lot of places to get cover, and you won't really spread yourself out a huge amount to cover it. What would you say about Terminal 2?
Terminal 2, I agree with you for the most part. I think out of all the sectors, glancing at the third terminal, it's the best choice because there's a lot of open ground to easily lock down. The only threat's going to come from the east and the southeast. But Green 4 can also put forces up on that hill with entrenchments and try to cover it. But even then, it's pretty flat moving over to the southeast, so it's still easier to attack. But at least this one, they can make a nice defense line on this territory here. But still, it's a tough call. I mean, it is the best choice out of all of them, though, which is why we see them building some fortifications and setting up around here anyway.
Anyway, moving on to Terminal 3, which I now take back for the first terminal. This is the worst terminal.
Yeah.
Though it is sandwiched in between the two, which I think is the sort of middle ground DJ went for, it is still just because every time you see these, normally it's around a radio tower, but you know, every time you see one of these surrounded by trees, it is just not good because you will get attacked from every side. And you will just get overwhelmed immediately. But it being in the middle is probably, you know, a much better chance. Gives it a much better chance. If this was on like either side, if this was where Terminal 1 is or where Terminal 3 is, it would be useless. Which is why they've put. Actually, no, I take that back. They've kind of balanced the forces out pretty decently here because you've got Delta on 3. Main group of forces on 1, and then a nice bunch of forces on 2. It just depends because it's non-sequential, so they don't have to take in any order. So it really just depends on how they decide to attack. And I'm actually seeing the majority of forces leaving Terminal 1 at the moment. So maybe they're going to go for more offhanded.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what they're going to do here. They might branch some stuff out.
I think Jerka, I think it's Romanian, the team Jerka's on. Bravo HQ don't realize that they're not allowed to leave the safe zone in vehicles. It's because he just got teleported back.
Ah, right. Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Watch, he'll be teleported back.
They're experimenting.
Yep. Bonk.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hope he doesn't get teleported to the other off-road, because that would be pretty damn hilarious, but...
But yeah, Terminal 3 is just not a very nice one.
Yeah, I'd say the best terminal is 2, but even then, they're going to have to make a stand somewhere. This is going to be a really tough AO to hold, and just looking at who's on the attacking side, I mean, you've got Scandi, you got Papega. I mean, this one, I would say with an 80% certainty I know who's going to win this, but I could be pleasantly surprised. We could see a great counterattack play early on by Green 4 if they use those off-roads aggressively to just drive them down the MSRs and do some ambushing. I don't think we're going to see that, but I can hope. But I would say that would be the best call there. What about GTTF? TF is...
what?
One of the communities here. They're also on Op4, so...
Oh, new community? Oh no, they're not new.
They're one of the newer ones, I would say.
Newer ones, but they've been here for a decent one. I've seen K9 especially do some pretty decent things.
I'd assume Green Neko, you are part of that community for bringing them up, and I don't mean to sound malicious when I'm talking about good communities when they have FNF. I'm just talking about like the reason we bring Scandi and Papeg up a lot is we've seen them constantly do crazy, like, really good plays, but they're also the two guys that usually duke it out in the finals of FNF Titans, which is the TBT. event that they do.
When you think about FNF, and
That's why we have
especially
them on
their
such high
teams,
scrutiny.
those are the first two that really come to head, mainly because of Titans. I think if Titans had never happened, I think they would still be mentioned, but they'd be mentioned considerably less.
Yes. Now, let me also bring up a point. There are no bad communities in FNF. Every community is really good in their own right. I'm just saying, out of the competitions we've seen, and who performs well, who's doing well on the leaderboard as well, the reason we bring up certain people is because they're high on that leaderboard, so we like to watch them, because they deliver the craziest plays of them all. So please don't take what I'm saying as just because I'm saying certain communities here are good because the others are bad. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that we watch these specific ones because they're the ones that just perform the absolutely crazy things. I mean, that's why I like T5 Bay. That's why I still say he's like the top player here right now. He got 11 kills with an SVD the other round, and he was one of the few guys still alive before he was killed by the last guy on the enemy team. We just note these people because they're better than everyone else here on average, but that's not to say the other groups are bad.
Look, Scandi Recon and Pagan Pirates have done some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I've seen some communities do some incredible shit. But, you know, when you have a community that's in this for so long, when that's been in, because Pagan Pirates have been in for longer than a lot of people think, because they used to be called, what were they called?
Hold up real quick. On the north, the cars cut their engines to coast in, and now they're gonna, oh man.
They're just civilians.
The worst dismount point out of sheer luck.
They might actually get away with it, though, because they're blocked by the trees and they had their engine off. Oh, Val pulls out.
Green4 immediately goes guns up. Swola realizes what's up. Val gets taken out by Swola's suppressed AKS, runs right in front of Kratz. Pulls behind the tree. There's a rock there. Kratz trying to finish the magazine, gets caught in the rock.
Oh, Kratz is low. Swola moves behind him. Takes him out.
And then he gets taken out.
Tackle taken out. It's just.
Oh, that got messy.
That did. They were.
You still got the other car that's dismounted on the other side.
Why did they go straight down the MSR?
Because, I mean, that was the closest route.
I know, but surely they would have realized that there's...
I find it funny, though, that they went, like, last round, the attackers were incredibly cautious. This round, I think I just saw someone die to a grenade, too. Dang. Good throw.
But force have actually been, like, pretty decently cleared out by this Redfall. Yeah, they've had 4 deaths.
4 deaths for only 2 kills so far. I mean, that's a good ratio for this Blue 4 recon element to be doing. So let's see if they can keep it up.
They got L+ ratioed.
I mean, that was smart, though, to cut the engine and coast in, though.
Yeah.
Because if they kept the engines going, I think Green 4 would have actually heard them. Because, Val was on point. He was guns down with his binos out. Like, they had no idea. That was a really interesting situation. But now I'm trying to look at Adamek and Banks back here. There's still a fair bit of smoke. You got Adamek kind of sweeping around as Banks stays low. And you got the other half of X-Ray now coming around on the top left. And meanwhile, the rest of Op4 have been deploying around. You've got a Green 4 group that's pushed all the way to the south. They're a little too far to do anything.
I noticed they abandoned Terminal 1, partially abandoned Terminal 3. They're offhand. They're like off-site defending it right now.
Back up and try to follow.
They've actually positioned their forces really well to first off protect Terminal 3, and second off just set up a general blocking force all around. Because now you have this line of Delta 1 or just Delta taking on this line of Bravo 1, but Delta have the trees.
I do appreciate this aggressive defense, because we saw those 3 AOs. I mean, they weren't really viable. So the only card that Green 4 would have then left to play is to proactively find where Op4 is attacking from and counter those points. Now, that's a good strategy if Op4 is going to keep a majority of their forces together and push in as only, you know, maybe 2 or 3 big groups. But if Op4 decides to only push in, you know, squad by squad, then that leaves a lot of openings for those squads that still get into the AOs and back cap before Green 4 can even set up. But I mean, Green 4 has no one on AO defense right now. The closest they have is around Terminal 3, but I mean, the last guy just left that AO too. So they're really, I would say, playing the only strategy that would really work here.
Yeah. Will be interesting. to see how this goes now, because
Banks found Adamek and took him out, by the way. So there's still only 4 down in that X-Ray group. But meanwhile, Blue 4, I think they're down to, yep, 4 casualties on that side now. So X-Ray doing a great job there, despite literally walking into a potential ambush situation. But neither group expected each other to be there. And you gotta remember, like, Green, in the X-Ray group, they got the 2 suppressed shooters and the sniper. If you give them a second, they can turn the situation around, because usually those suppressed guys have higher caliber weaponry.
So Delta 2 actually
or bigger
forced to pull
magazines.
out, because I think they took a couple casualties. I'm not actually entirely sure. Go check now. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Delta 2, no, they didn't take any casualties, but now they have Delta 1 coming in from the side to come support them. Norris is the only one on this side. He's using his rangefinder at the moment, which could end up getting him killed.
Now you got Green 4 X-Ray on the far rear here. They're going to try to follow Blue 4 in. Op 4 X-Ray had a spawn point up here that they were only allowed to use, I believe. Everyone else seemed to spawn to the south. Since someone in my chat is asking. Yeah, but Op 4 doesn't realize their attack here on Green 4 elements to the northwest is about to be flanked by another group that's coming around to the northeast. I think Banks is going to be the first victim of this. I do see Schneider lining up a shot, but they hold, and they're continuing to pull right. So maybe they didn't spot Norris. Oh, he's heavily exposed, though. I'm really impressed I haven't seen him yet.
Oh, no, they will.
Like, yeah, Schneider's looking in his direction.
Oh, Freeman, I think, just spotted him. Yeah, 100%.
No, they're staying low because they're intentionally maneuvering.
Schneider turned at the last second.
They're intentionally maneuvering on the rear of this Op 4 deployment. That's smart. Holding their fire. They want to position themselves in the perfect spot. This is going to pull a lot of Op 4's attention away and allow for that previous Green 4 group that was engaged to then pull in an attack from a different angle. Norris looks behind him, but Green 4's already moved past.
Oh, no, Freeman. Oh, someone did see Freeman and...
Yeah, right, Everett? How are you doing, my friend? How's that Tunguska looking?
Both
gets hit by rifle fire and disabled.
Push on, probably because their team are showing, hey, don't shoot them.
Those French planes dogfighting, man, from OFCRA, we streamed this morning. I mean, that was pretty dope. Please keep making that wonderful, wonderful stuff, man, you and your team. Norris just got picked off by, I believe, Schneider there.
Ooh, and none of Red 4 actually realized it except Iqbal. Iqbal turns around, but he's not going to be able to see anything with the fog in the trees.
Yeah, Green 4 still on 4 casualties on their northern group, but Op 4 is pulled north to get out of that area, fearing reinforcements. Op 4, the southern groups are actually pulling full steam ahead here, outmaneuvering that X-ray element that would hit them on the rear. Really? So Green Neko was talking about K9, excuse me, GTTF being, you know, a good community as well. We were saying how K9 was doing really well. K9 was the first to die. God damn it. Just, I think we caster cursed him. We both did. We caster cursed him.
So sorry.
Sorry, K9.
Sorry, K9, bro.
Andriri just found out that Op 4 is right in front of him, and he's still moving around. There's some fire going on. Audrey not bipoding his weapon. Ravel might run up and hit him in the face here. Yep. With a medium machine gun, you have to bipod it, because otherwise, even when you're prone, the stability might not allow you to line up the shot properly.
You and the recoil will just throw you away.
I do appreciate Pega making a battle line to the south to push into the first terminal. But we got this really nice platoon battle line forming on the southern side. It's just, can Green 4 piecemeal parts of this line on its flanks? And we've got, so Delta 2 is holding right now. They took a few casualties. Delta 1's about to get right on their rear. This could be devastating. Schneider has spotted Mattifine. Great headshot there by Schneider. And I don't think some of Op 4's noticed. We got Beyond looking behind them. Otherwise, not a lot of heads turned around. They're still focusing on the group in front of them. Schultz turned around. He checks, doesn't see anything. We got Schneider putting some more shots out there. And I think he just hit Schultz, actually, who was turning around and looking for a second. Schneider doing some great pickoffs here with these iron sights.
Damn.
3 kills.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, oh no, Vagrant's actually attacking. So I was going to say, because I thought Vagrant was green 4 command, and Vagrant is obviously, you know, his. I think the most
Saddam doing a great job with this coordination.
Maneuvers we've seen has been from his commanding teams, but it's obviously Depso this time around, who I also think has had very, very good commander rounds.
You know, I need to give credit where credit's due here. Delta's being coordinated by Saddam and Pierce on Delta 1. One of them's the element lead. Because Delta 1 folded with Pierce inside, that means Pierce is the squad leader, so Pierce is the one that coordinated this attack. We give Pierce a lot of shit when he commands, but when he squad leads, this is the result, and it's pretty fucking good here.
It's so much better at squad leading because it's a contained. No, it's a contained unit of like
Salty
8
gets taken
guys,
out.
and those 8 guys obviously all part of his community. People he knows, people
He knows how to coordinate them well.
Yeah.
Which is why we always, you know, see him doing crazy strategies. But with people that he's good with, this is the result. I mean, he successfully took out a fourth of Op4's force here, the entire right flank on the battle line, and he had his people make good decisions on when to engage and when not to engage and focus on maneuvering, and it shows. That was beautiful. Great play. Now, if they can continue to do that while Terminal 3 is attacked, X-Ray is going to be joining in and attacking from a different flank. They could piecemeal the entire attack, and we could see a pretty big upset from what I was talking about earlier. I mean, Despo, he's played everything right so far. It's just, can his people perform at this point? So far, we've been seeing some where they have needed to, they have. The only exception was that initial attack where they ran into X-Ray. But let's continue to see it. They're definitely, we got people folding back on Terminal 2, so that's where Green 4 is going to make their last stand, but otherwise they are still doing this proactive defense here. And Skip's trying to camp Salty's body here. There is some blood, though, which means Skip got hit. Grenade being thrown out. Detonates next to Fonz. I didn't see any shrapnel damage, though.
So I think what's the bad thing that's happened here, and obviously Pierce did a really good maneuver to take out the pretty much that entire squad.
Terminal 1's been hacked.
But I think where this will now become much harder for Green 4 is Delta 1.
That was beautiful.
If they continue to push west,
that was great.
It's going to get very detrimental to the defenders of the Green 4 defenders, because Red 4 still have 2 massive squads.
Yeah.
And they are very, very skilled squads, and they have, and their line, their defensive line that they built up before that was south of Terminal 1 has now been broken because Pierce pulled his guys out. And I'm not saying, you know, that necessarily a bad thing, but if you look at the western, if you go on your map, look at the western side of the western force on the west of the fucking lake.
Yeah,
they basically have a relatively clear shot. They have, you know, a small group on
Delta
Hill
2 lost to 1 guy in that attack.
Marine,
but they wiped the entire squad.
Get to Terminal 2, whereas the larger
Delta
force
1
has to fight
had
through the Terminal 3
lost as well and
guys.
went down. So that was really good numbers there.
So, okay, someone just got hit by Az just got hit by an RPG. You know, I take it all back.
I think that was an HE round because the smoke was next to Az. But another thing I want to point out is Op4 on this far right flank. This is Scandi. They set up a line here to basically stop more Green 4 coming in, realizing that that flank was under pressure. Op4, though, have been really great on their maneuvering because X-Ray just hasn't been able to catch up. Even though they Op4 had to take a 90-second pause to do the hack and push in. We do have Command now driving behind them, but we also have 2 members of UA coming around on the rear here. They're also part of Delta 2, so they might have been ordered to push around. And then the other part of Delta 2 might have been busy bandaging Salty back up. And the rest are just reinforcing Delta 1 here. Great grenade throw, knocks Cullis out.
X-Ray takes out, I think that was the...
Yeah, that was Op4 Command.
Vagrant. Yeah, that's Op4 Command dead.
I didn't... Oh, no, so they pulled in and got taken out. Wow, I thought Vagrant was going to drive by them. But no, thinking that his rear was fully secure, he gets decapitated. Now, I think Op4, because they're in such a good position, I don't think they need any more coordination.
Yeah.
Because they have this great battle line to sweep. They just have to keep that sweep going.
a very, very simple plan ahead of them, which is just battle line push. They don't need it. It's the defenders. It's
Nemesis got knocked out. Azariah failed his wake-up check.
And you die pretty early on, or like mid-round, it then becomes very hard for the rest of the team if they're not skilled enough to already like sort of put themselves in the positions they need to be.
So UA, I mean, all three of their guys that are part of Delta have been sent ahead, and they're actually giving Scandi a good run for their money here. We've got 3 people unconscious. I think they've all failed wake-up checks. I haven't seen them try it yet. Cats, I think, got one of them.
Are you in the Ukrainian community we have? I think there is a Ukrainian community in here. I don't know, I could be going insane.
I honestly don't know. But look at this envelopment. Terminal 3 has Arcane on it. He's next to the building, though, which indicates he might be trying to disable an explosive. No, he's just outside of it. Okay, but there are 2 explosive satchels there. That's going to be pretty devastating. And I don't think Arcane has enough time to run out, so those are going to have to be defused before the hack is concluded. We have Band and Nafs on the far left flank now, pushing a large Green Fort garrison. We also have Op4 with some vehicles on the rear. I'm wondering if they're going to push past this sector, maybe rush up to Terminal 2 as well. There are the satchels going off. That was near Nafs and Bay's position. Might have been Nafs throwing them, actually, because he was within throwing range of that. Bay getting caught out, gets 1 kill, but he is then cut down by Galil and Soul. Soul putting a lot of suppressive fire up there. But Bay got hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah, he at least got hit 7 times there. Crazy. And, I mean, that was from a freaking M84, so that was all 762 by 5-1 going in. I mean, Bay just took it. Because it's Bay. Of course he's going to tank it. Now you got the rest of Delta pushing up on this right flank. God damn it, what's that? Now the explosive satchels have gone off in that site. Arcane pulled away. I don't think anyone got hit by those satchels. And that building set to invincible. So the building tanked most of that damage. So now Arcane's going to run in, initiate the hack. We're only at 20 minutes here, 17 actually. But Green 4 trying to push in on the flank, but they're starting to move in the middle of some Op 4 lines. I just saw Pertin kill a friendly. Pertin, I think, just killed Yanni there. And then Pertin gets killed by Schneider and Freeman pushing up. It's really rare to see Scandi, when they're set up in the defensive line, still get beaten by a force. I think that was, again, a great call by Pierce here to push UA in and then push the rest of his forces as they were pulling security and Overwatch for that team to come in.
I think the issue with this now, though, is that move left that gap that I mentioned before completely open, and now this Alpha force this Alpha Green force has just been rolled.
Yeah.
The Red force are continuing, and they have a straight shot to Platoon HQ. They're the only ones defending this building.
Yeah, Green 4 have too much units divided around. They are winning some fights, but the more important fight closer to the terminal itself, and that's the one that Pepega's moving up on. I don't know. Great grenade throw by Legal Action. Knocks Carey to his feet. King now pushing aggressively, shoots Washed in the back. Carey trying to run. King runs him down and takes him out.
Now the rest
Hail to the King, baby. Sideways getting picked off in the other Dishka car. On the rear by Patriot and Rancor.
Ooh. I think now you have the mad scramble for Green 4 to make it back, and you'll have this Delta 1 and Charlie 1 Red 4 force being the, the ones to block it, while Pepega Pirates are the ones to make this final push. But you actually have X-Ray coming in on their west, and if Pepega Pirates don't make that push now, then they might lose it.
So, honestly, Op4, they are getting enveloped here. I trust Pepega to be able to get out of that situation, continue to go to the terminal. That's how I think Op4 still has a horse in the race here. But these southern groups are getting cut down. Granted, Green 4 is taking heavy attrition now. Delta's down to only about 4 or 5 guys now. Salty never got up.
Here comes
I think they stabilized him. He just hasn't woken up yet. but now you got X-Ray coming on the rear, Pepega, and we got some Green 4 guys in between. But it could just be an all-out attrition fight because Green 4, they have some guys on different flanks because they were worried about how X-Ray came in on the north, fearing a different attack wave. But now, I mean, Michael just went down to oddball firing. Oh, and I do agree. I think both commanders have done a great job here because this map has been a really tough AO to defend.
Take out McLean. I think they took someone else out in the...
yeah, 2 Green 4 just went down. Severe got knocked unconscious. Oddball gets another kill. And he gets cake here before legal action takes him out.
Jack has a sneak on here on both Nafs and King. I think he has a silenced weapon as well. He throws a really nice nade. That's going to hit
on
Nafs.
Nafs.
Right in the face.
Knocks him out. He's trying to take Kane out, get some shots on Kane, but it's Kane, baby.
King does not realize he's doing his
jumping around and evading the gunshots.
Sphere down here. Novik's running around. Sphere fails his wake up check. King notices. Naf's down. Probably will wake up because nades don't keep you down for long. Exactly as I say that, he wakes back up. Nafs is probably going to realize that someone threw a nade. He's just not going to realize where from.
Yep.
Jack on this side still staying still. He does have that M14 and that thing will kick if you use it on full auto.
Yeah.
And right now Jack just has to stay low. I think he's now going to be enveloped. He throws another really nice nade.
Gets hit by Novix on the flank. Michael randomly spraying, but they find him. Grenade knocks Nafs again.
Now 2 nades knocking out will do a lot of damage and they've actually not noticed Nafs is down. So now his body will be abandoned. And as I say that, Delta 1 Red 4 and Charlie 1 Red 4 have done an incredible job. Delta 1 and Charlie 1 Red 4 have done an incredible job at keeping the Green 4 reinforcements back, but it has given Terminal 2 some time to be reinforced by the sort of drip feed of soldiers they have coming in. But Alpha HQ are still mostly intact with most of their, like, you know, top players still going. You have Legal Action and Flux both trying to get Nafs up.
I don't see it.
I don't think Red 4 have a medic over in Alpha HQ, and if they do, he hasn't really noticed.
Great
that
blow away
needed.
by Nimia there. I'm struggling to see how Green 4 can keep this one because X-Ray got hit too hard there. And then Delta just got hit by the remains of what was in the center group and Nimia as well, and cleaning that up. We still have a few Green 4 in the middle. Salty could still wake back up, but I think Salty's on that level where he doesn't have enough blood to actually wake up. It's just that at that cusp. Blam just got spotted and taken out. He was way in the open there.
Space Cowboy, Carl, Korvac, and someone else are all loading up into a Ranger's vehicle right now. They might go for a push on the building. The terminal building, but you know, to be fair, Red 4 don't really have to do much. They just have to touch off that terminal building, and no one's actually near it right now.
But again, I want to state this, tactics-wise, this has definitely been one of the better FNF rounds I've seen in a while. Lolo looting a body here. That technical had lost 2 people on the rear. And the third guy's unconscious in the shotgun seat. So great play there by Green 4 to get those hits. But I think there's still enough Op 4 to regroup and push in. Whatever happens over these next 5 minutes is going to determine the round, in my opinion.
Gazak here. Gazak is a sniper, and he really needs to get some... I understand it's the fog.
Kiri, you're right, but I can't bring it up.
Olaf gets a great drop. That fog is making it very hard for him to see anything, but he really needs to get that sniper down. Just start putting in, like, indiscreet, like, just fire down into those windows.
I'll address it in the middle of the round.
Alpha HQ, and they are actually... The forces defending the position are actually very distracted right now, and there is a kitten jumping on my fucking lap.
All right, so Olaf, he's up on 4 kills right now, but he's about to have the entirety of what remains on Pepega walk up on him. But I think Olaf, he could play this smart, maybe pick off 1 or 2 guys before he's eventually consumed. But that group alone, I think, is going to have a good match over at Terminal 2, but then everything on top of that's going to be what screws him over. Olaf gets spotted early as he tries to move out. Olaf gets hit there twice, but he's still able to run, and he's going for it. Did I just hear a mine go off?
Perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah, so that southern group, they're now coming around the Hunter's Village, which was Terminal 3, and I think one of them just stepped on a mine, because that sounded like a tripwire mine going off.
Oh, Lolo fighting Eric. Is Lolo No, Lolo's not. He can't be.
He's on a marksman. He was on Alpha 2, and they were the group that got wiped on the top left. I think he pulled back to get away. But now he's distracting Gazog and Eric Kiru. And Olaf gets taken out as he is flanked around by Michael and Novix as Legal Flux and Money pushes position. Meanwhile, we got a two-man team back here trying to engage the remnants of Scandi. They managed to knock Iander out. Jerka takes a few hits. Chem is covering him. And we have some Green 4 reinforcements coming over there. But Oppor, the northern group, heard that Vic, and they might try to encircle here. A little miscommunication here. Some of the Green 4 guys, they wanted to... The guys that the Vic was coming up to wanted to get in, but everyone else wanted to get out. So I think they're pulling back now to reinforce the final objective. Unfortunately, they're going to drive right into Pepega, and this is going to be bloody.
Oh, they're already firing. They don't realize it's coming from in front, so they're all just firing. Oh, Mikkel!
Okay, Mikkel would have been at fault there, but there's AT, and that group taken out. They now quickly try to get out and are hit. Wow.
The kitten keeps trying my fucking food.
Wow.
Yeah, they got destroyed, didn't they?
So, just want to give my 2 cents on that. Had Mikkel gotten run over, that would not have been the car's fault, because the car intentionally turned away from Mikkel, and then Mikkel ran in the line, so that would have been on Mikkel.
The rule is if you can turn out of it,
yep,
then you are at fault.
You're supposed to. And they made the effort, but
you need to be shown making an effort.
Yeah. Now, I want to say, because we have a bit of a lull, because a few things have been brought up. Yes, I understand it looks like there are a few people out there in this round lone wolfing, but let sleeping dogs lie at this point, because there's nothing you can do once a decision is made. So, let it go. Trust me, I want to bitch about it, but there's no point. All this is going to antagonize people, and then I'm probably going to be told I'm not allowed to stream it here anymore. So, just what we got to do. Move on.
You can have your opinions, but
yes,
keep them to yourself. When
trust me, I have mine about it. Don't you worry. But this is still a public figure. There's about 100 people watching, give or take. I have to be the bigger man.
And don't worry, we're gonna go bitch about it on private.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, Green 4 have got a mountain to climb at this point.
Yeah, I don't see it. I honestly...
Green 4 have done such a good job at fighting back. Green 4.
Bro, one of the Green 4 guys just got sniped.
Damn.
That was Sushi, the 2IC. I don't even know what sniped him. Was that Flux? I can't even tell.
Was it Gazog? Gazog's got the sniper. Nope, wasn't Gazog.
Maybe 4. Definitely 3 people are watching, though. I know that for a fact. That would be my brother, my father, and my mother.
He's scratching my monitor.
Love y'all.
Kitten man.
This is just a question of can Green 4 survive this first wave coming in. I'm going to be honest, based off of the numbers, it's 6 right now. They have a defender advantage, yeah, but that hilltop we were talking about is going to be the bane of this position's existence because it lets Op 4 get right on top of them. Falcon, you do what you need to do. I just want to make sure I can still stream at the end of the day. Don't fuck with my paycheck. I'm Squidward in that sense. The one mistake you made was messing with my paycheck. All right. Green 4 down to 5. That's because the 6th one ran up on the hill, which makes sense.
Yeah, isn't it weird this is the second round? We already had so much today.
I know, right? It's been a ride. And it's the EU. We still got NA, which I'm only going to be able to cover rounds 1 and 2 because round 3 I have an event to run. That's going to require a little bit of prep work, but, you know, c'est la vie.
And I've got to somehow make this kitten not tear my feet apart at night.
I'm sorry, lovely. Did you at least have fun, though? It's the most important part. And if you don't like FNF, if you're free on Thursdays, someone give them the link to OFCRA or DM me on Discord. I can also link you to OFCRA there. They do stuff on Thursdays, and it's PvP, same way, but a very different blend of it. Sayek just got walked up on. We're down to 5. Novek's returning fire from the barn here. Lovely, I might not have caught it, unfortunately. I mean, it's the same mechanics as in One Life PvP, but completely different blend of it. Novix gets another drop. Now we're down to 3 inside, 1 on the outskirts, who's now folding back in.
Thing is, Sayek can immediately... Sayek is the only one protecting the actual objective at the moment.
Oh, he woke back up. I didn't notice. Yeah, that is a little strange. I don't know why Op4 isn't running in there to actually hack it. Instead, they're breaching. Another one just died.
Let's do that.
Money got picked out in the open and taken out. Novix now slowly climbing up, puts his back at the worst second, and gets killed by Twins' integrally suppressed gun because he's not making any gunshot sounds. And with the stars is pushed up. Oh, now we got a 50 cal tearing into that building. Milo shooting into the building here.
I don't think they can't shoot through the building because obviously it can't be damaged, and Circles kills Milo, who's on his team.
And there's the hack.
They can't shoot through the wood of the building because it would technically damage it, and obviously there's no damage
for the
to
pen.
building.
I mean, some invincible buildings you can pen, some you can't. It's weird. That's just one of the side things about Arma itself.
Arma for you, but don't worry, Arma 4 is going to be announced on Wednesday.
Tuesday, but no, it's not.
Tuesday. Who's ready for Arma 4 to be announced, guys?
Twins blows up the Vic,
Exploded.
and Azariah takes out the shooter there. G-Leg's trying to get Azariah. He's got to be careful. He only has 10 rounds in that magazine. Azariah laughs at him and starts firing at G-Legs as he runs back in. 23 seconds remaining. G-Legs going to his handgun. 18 seconds. Come on, James Bond. You got this.
I just
Put some
messaged
shots
Marlon.
on Whiplash.
Just message Marlon saying, get blown up, shitter.
Jesus. Well, Azariah's gonna finish loading his gun and completely eliminate G-Legs as he spins to win the defense. He gets shot to shit, but hey, spin to win. Azariah goes down.
Oh my god, look at the blood around Greg. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he got shot multiple times in the legs there.
Whiplash is going to explode.
And there's GG.
Oh, he didn't.
X-Ray just didn't have any good luck on their attack on the rear, and I think that was just the linchpin of where Op4 still had their numbers. Green 4 had to be aggressive to win that, and they tried.